Hey everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're going to be packing up part of my closet here, part of my dresser, in my office where I keep some of my accessories and purses and shoes. We have a ton to do. I am moving in less than 2 weeks, so we've really got to get a move on. If you're ready for it, let's jump straight into the packing. So we're gonna start in my office where I have this large IKEA unit. And to be honest, I still don't know what we're gonna do with this IKEA unit. It is 4 separate pieces. They're totally customizable, but we don't know if we're gonna bring it to the new house or not. So for now, I just need to empty it out. I'll deal with that later in figuring out what we're gonna do with this giant piece of furniture. But in my office, I was using it as kind of a second storage for half office stuff, half clothing, and I kept all of my bulky sweaters in some of the drawers here. So I'm going to pull those out, lay them on the floor, make sure they're folded nice and neat, and just double check that everything I'm packing is something that I actually want to keep and love and want to wear. So I was kind of going in order of my favorite things that I first knew I had to keep and I love wearing them, and then going through ones that I wasn't quite sure about and moving in that order, and that kind of helped me tackle things. Now you'll see I'm not packing into a moving box right now. I'm packing into a large white storage tub. So this is a great way to take advantage of storage tubs that you might already have. Definitely pack into those, use that space, skip out on having to buy some boxes. But for me, I live in an apartment right now. We're moving to a house. I didn't have a ton of storage bins because there's nowhere to put those in a smaller apartment. But I know when we get to the house, I'm going to want storage tubs like this. I am going to have a basement. I'm going to have a garage, having a baby soon. I know there's going to be baby gear we're going to have to store, more seasonal decor, things like that. So I'm gonna want storage bins. So I decided to buy a few of them while we're still in Denver, use them to pack in, and then I'm going to continue to use those once we get to the new house and repurpose them again for other items in the basement or in the garage. Some of these bins are very large though, so I thought sweaters would be a nice thing to put in there so it doesn't get too crazy heavy. And once I loaded it up with all of my sweaters, I brought it into my bedroom where I stored my sweatshirts, and I'm going to continue to add my sweatshirts in there and fill it up to the top. I'm just going to kind of keep going through the things that I know I can pack up right away, moving through my dresser and continuing to fill up those storage bins. So the next drawer up from my sweatshirts are all of my pants and all of my shorts. Now, again, being pregnant, I'm not wearing any of these pants, so I know that I can pack all of them up. I wish that I could go through them a little bit more and make sure that I love everything and everything fits me well and I like the way that it looks on me and all of those types of things I like to do with my clothing. But since I can't get my body into those pants right now, I'm just going to pack them up and deal with it once I'm postpartum and all of that stuff and figure out which pants I like. I think I like most of them anyway, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. And just like that, that drawer is empty. So the next drawer up, I for sure know I can also pack up all of my swimsuits. Not planning on swimming anytime soon. I can handle not doing that for a couple of weeks. And if I'm being honest, I have not been swimming a lot this summer. So I'm going to go through those again, make sure all my suits, and I know I have a lot of swimsuits, are ones that I like, and pack those up. And I did end up pulling out one swimsuit top that I decided to get rid of. I felt like it was maybe just a little more juvenile than my style is right now, so I'm going to donate that swimsuit top. I'm just going to keep grabbing things until this bin is full. Next up are all of my t-shirts and some tank tops. So I kept out my maternity tank tops, kept out my maternity t-shirts, and then went through everything else and packed up all the non-maternity items because, again, those are starting to look kind of weird on me. Most of those t-shirts still fit, but they just don't fit properly and don't quite look right. So just going to keep wearing the maternity t-shirts that I bought myself from Target that fit my bump a whole lot better.
Yeah, you know me like nobody else. The small talk.
So with all of my moving boxes, I wrote on them with a giant Sharpie in big letters what room it was supposed to go to. And then in a smaller Sharpie, I wrote all of the different items that were in each of those boxes. So I knew exactly what was in there and knew what to unpack. With these nice storage tubs, I'm definitely not going to write all over it with a big Sharpie and destroy them. So I just printed out some sheets of paper that label what these items are.
Since I saw you, but it feels like yesterday somehow. Time has stopped, nothing's changed. We're the same, and we skip the small talk. 'Cause you know me, yeah, you know me like nobody else.
Once I got those labels on there, I did decide to head into my closet and grab some of our jackets. Now, for the most part, I've been packing up all of my stuff and a lot of like our combined stuff in the kitchen and things like that. But I did grab Jim's jackets and put those in the larger size of the tubs that I got because I did get 2 different sizes, and loaded up his jackets. These are for sure something we don't need right now for the next couple of weeks. It's early September. We can make it through.
But it probably won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive into you, and maybe I'll drown, but what can I do? And it would be alright to let me down. Rather we try than let these feelings slide.
And then I put that aside so I could start tackling my dresses, and I was going to go get my jackets and complete that bin to go in our like mudroom area. So what I'm doing with all my dresses is pulling to the side the dresses that are either actual maternity dresses or dresses that I've just been wearing these past couple of months that are non-maternity and are fitting me well, and the rest I know I'm not going to need. So I am going to pack all of those up, and again, trying to save as much money as possible. A great way to pack your clothing that's on hangers would be to buy wardrobe boxes. But wardrobe boxes can be extremely expensive, much more expensive than your regular moving boxes. So what I was going to do is just use trash bags to contain the clothing. It keeps it on its hanger, keeps everything nice and clean. And I just did it in little sections. And of course, the price of a trash bag is much less than the price of a wardrobe bag. So it does work a little bit better for tops and skirts and things that are shorter, but for dresses, I did use 2 garbage bags and kind of tied them together and made a makeshift little garment bag. If you have garment bags, use those, take advantage of it. But what I really like about this is that it's going to make it a heck of a lot easier to unpack my clothing in my closet because everything's in the right color order that I like it. It's all nice and tidy, and I just have to bring it into the house that way. Hopefully somebody will help me carry all of it, put it in the closet, and then I'll just have to rip away the garbage bags.
And maybe I tried, what can I do? And it will be alright to let me down. Rather we try than let these feelings slide. So I'm gonna dive into you, dive into you, dive into you, dive into you, dive into you. And it will be alright.
So you'll see how I shimmy one garbage bag up the bottom, then kind of get a hole in the top of one of them and put that over the top. Then hanging it up kind of helps to, again, shimmy things down, shimmy things up, and tie those two parts together with the little part of the drawstring of the trash bag. It works well if you line it up and just tie them in a little knot together.
There's no excuses, no one to blame. Sometimes I can understand how it can be so hard to stay out of pain. But with you everything has changed, even though we both stay the same. Would you call me on the midnight train? Would you come over when nothing's right? Would you hold me tight?
It's also crazy how much the garbage bag method here kind of condenses and consolidates my dresses. They took up a whole bunch of space, but once I got them in those trash bags, it made a ton of extra room in my closet. So it will take up less room when I move them as well.
I'm used to give up 100 times. It's never been worth it. But now there is so much to say. This time it is different. Sometimes I can't understand how it can be so hard to stay out of pain. But with you everything has changed, even though we both stay the same. Would you call me on the midnight train? Would you come over when nothing's right? Would you hold me tight?
So that was taking a while and I was kind of exhausted. So I took a little break and grabbed my jackets to add to the bin with Jim's jackets.
Just say
And look at that. I found some stuff in the pocket of one of my jackets. Always make sure to check the pockets of your jackets. Empty them out often, especially at the beginning and end of a season. But I loaded all of those up and also decided to add the hangers in there as well, because those are the hangers we like to use in our closet, and that's what we're going to use in our closet by the garage. So I sealed that bin, put it aside, and of course was going to get another few sheets of paper and make sure to label that with mudroom and jackets as well.
even as we're having a fight, say
Now I was trying to decide what to do and work from the back of my closet forward. So I did grab all of my skirts and my tank tops, decided to use the trash bag method with those as well. So quickly peeking through all of my skirts, making sure that they're things I love, and you'll see how much easier it is to use the trash bag method for shorter items, like I mentioned, like skirts. You just need one, and then you can slip the drawstring portion of the bag just crisscrossed right over the top of the hangers. That's it. It stays put. No shimming or anything like that with two different things and tying. So it went a lot faster, and I did the exact same thing for my tank tops. Just kind of peeked through and made sure I had all of my tank tops so it's the full complete category, making it much easier to unpack, and then put the trash bag underneath them, pulled it up, and crisscrossed those drawstrings again.
This ain't nothing new. And every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old tide, blinded by the lights, and I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you. I live for the moments when you're around me. I know you've got secrets, but I can't keep them
Now, for all of my leather jackets, I did decide to use a moving box and folded them as gently as possible. So I grabbed all of them, pulled them forward from the way depths of this weird, long, skinny closet, and brought them towards the box so I could sit there and fold them and go through everything. Some of these are very casual blazers and they're cottony. Some are more business style blazers. Some are little light jackets like leather or suede jackets. And I tried to just put them in the bottom of this bin with as few folds as possible, not overstuffing the bin so things don't get wrinkled. But this just felt like the right strategy for these bulkier jackets. It's hard because I do go through my closet quite often, and I'm sure you can see I have a lot of clothing. There's always more that I can get rid of and declutter, and you want to try and do as much of that as you can before you move. But with this move, I now have new information that I am going to continue with the same job that I already have, and I'm just going to keep working remote. So I don't really know the next time that I'm going to be in an office setting regularly. For those of you that don't know, I am a full-time attorney. So I have a ton of dresses, a ton of skirts, a lot of business pants and blazers and things like that I would wear to work when I was going into the office 5 days a week. That was more of my wardrobe than casual clothing because that's where I spent the majority of my time. And now it's going to be the reverse. So I do feel like I'm going to have to rethink my wardrobe a little bit and can probably purge with a lot of my business clothing. Of course, I don't want to get rid of all of it because I am still going to have to head back to Colorado every now and then. It's possible I'll come back for a week or so at a time if there are special meetings or things like that I need to be in the office for. But I just don't need the amount of clothing that I had before to have a 5-day-a-week business attire type of wardrobe. I'm going to be, for the most part, hopefully trying to put myself together and look presentable, especially if I'm going to be on video meetings when I'm working from home, and make sure I'm not working from home in my pajamas every day. But I don't need the heels and the dresses and the blazers that I used to wear every day. So I didn't worry about that right now. I did just package it all up. It's a hard time. We're pressed for time. We just need to get all of this stuff boxed up. And again, being pregnant, I can't try all this stuff on. So I just packaged it, didn't worry about it, and I'm going to have to make some of those decisions a little bit later.
More than I would like to admit. Can we let go of tomorrow? Yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left behind. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop. Yeah.
So I wrote the contents on the top of the box and then grabbed my really thick Sharpie, labeled every side of the box with Master Closet, and that was it. Another box packed. It feels really good every single time I close up another box and finish something up.
Can't stop. Yeah.
You'll see I do have a little bit of a donation pile forming there in the corner as I come back into my office and tackle all of my shoes. So same problem here. A lot of my shoes I was wearing because I was wearing heels pretty much every day to work. I'd maybe wear flats once a week or so, but I was wearing heels quite often. So I'm going to do the same strategy I did with my sweaters. I'm going to kind of start with my boots and do my favorites first that I know I want to keep, and then start with my heels, favorites first, and continue that way.
I was at the wrong place at the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes.
And you'll see how I'm kind of puzzle piecing them together to take advantage of space and to try not to have all of the shoes rubbing against each other too much there.
Don't wanna be shy. I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy. I will let my guard down.
That last pair of red shoes, I think they're cute. They're Kate Spade. I got them at an outlet store, but I just don't foresee myself wearing them, not in an office setting. And if I do go back, there are so many other shoes that I can wear. These red ones are more specific as to what outfits I wear them with. I just didn't get a ton of use out of them when I was going to the office every day of the week. With not doing that, I just don't foresee myself wearing them a ton. So I did decide to donate those.
Talking to you gave me butterflies. Then you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy. I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy.
Now I'm just going to pull the rest of my shoes forward that are remaining so I remember that I have those and don't forget about them, and continue on to the far left side of this unit where I keep my purses, my clutches, and my sandals.
Talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder.
I'm going to start with my bigger totes and purses, as well as this little office organizer that I use to keep my clutches organized, and try and put those in the bottom of the bin and then add other things on top of it as they fit.
Loud. Don't wanna be shy. I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud. Talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud. Talk a little deeper, kiss a little.
Those couple of large purses and that little organizer took up a ton of space, but I was still able to add in most of my bulky purses there.
Love a little louder. Love a little louder. Love a little louder.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real.
You'll see I used more office organizers for my sandals and little clutches, so I pulled all of that out and tried to combine those two organizers as best I could to take up as little space as possible, and then realized that was really not smart to organize it outside of the bin and then dump it over. So I tried to redo that, keep all of those shoes contained, and fit as many as possible in there. It was kind of nice because it actually helps kind of protect the shoes as well to have them separated like that.
We fly around like paper planes. They never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us. Still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are.
I kept out one pair of black sandals, one pair of brown sandals, and a black purse and a brown purse just for any of the last minute dinners and events and goodbye things that I have in Denver over the next couple of weeks before we head out. There was still some room at the top of this bin, so I grabbed some of my flats and put those in there as well.
There's something different about us. We're pouring cup after cup after cup. Yeah, it's just the way we do it. Anything just to block out the real life, real life. Yeah, we're loving the way they think we're so messed up. we're doing is bad. There's so many emotions, sharing stories that we never had yet.
Thanks for hanging out with me while I packed up my closet and my dresser and my accessories today. I'm not totally done, but as you can see behind me, there's even more in the closet. I got a ton done. Feeling great about it, but so exhausted right now. I definitely need to sit down for a little bit, but I hope that you stay tuned for the rest of this packing and moving journey. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, this is a great time to subscribe. If you liked this packing video, I would appreciate if you gave it a big thumbs up. And until next time, I will see you guys later.